Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, June 13th. This is Gina McGuire. Over the next few days, we'll have a strong trough of low pressure moving into the Great Basin, which will allow southwest winds to increase and become strong, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday across southern and eastern Nevada into western and northern Utah. These areas have seen lightning recently, but also have seen appreciable amounts of rainfall across most of that region. Today, winds will begin increasing initially along the Sierra Front into western Nevada, where relative humidity will still be low today and tomorrow. However, as temperatures decrease as the trough moves in, relative humidity will also be increasing, but winds will be breezy through midweek. Much warmer and drier weather will return by this weekend. Looking at the last 24 hours, we've seen quite a bit of lightning over central and eastern Nevada into Utah and Wyoming, and over parts of the central Sierra. However, this lightning was also accompanied by wetting rains. Most areas saw at least a quarter of an inch, if not over a half inch, in many areas of central and northeast Nevada into northern Utah, and there was even some snowfall above 9,000 feet in the central Sierra. Fire activity has been light across the Great Basin, with most fires remaining small across Nevada and Utah. Over the last 7 days, we have seen good amounts of rainfall, especially over the last couple of days, over the eastern half of Nevada into western and northern Utah. Areas further north up into Idaho have seen some light precipitation, but that has been below normal for what we would see this week, with still dry conditions over the last week over western and parts of northern Nevada into eastern Utah. If we look at the current ERCs across the Great Basin, they have been decreasing across Nevada and Utah with this recent moisture, however still are between the 50th and 70th percentile over parts of the Arizona Strip into central and eastern Utah, and over further north into Idaho, ERCs have been gradually increasing as much of the heavier rainfall has been focused further south. Now looking at the water vapor satellite loop from this morning, we still have a trough of low pressure across the central Great Basin, and this will be moving eastward and still keeping chances for showers and thunderstorms over the eastern half of the Great Basin today. However, the much bigger player in our weather over the next few days will be the strong low pressure area dropping south into the Pacific Northwest. As that moves south, we'll see winds increase significantly across the Great Basin over the next few days, with still low relative humidity, especially over eastern and southern areas of the Great Basin. However, this trough will also bring much cooler temperatures, with temperatures dropping to near to below normal over the next few days. Today, generally low fire potential is expected across the Great Basin, with still areas drying out over southern and western Nevada into the Sierra. If we look at weather conditions today, showers and thunderstorms are already ongoing this morning over southern Utah and will increase as we move through the afternoon over the eastern half of the Great Basin. However, any lightning is expected to have wetting rains associated. We also may see some light showers or thunderstorms in the central Idaho mountains. Today, as the trough off the Pacific Northwest coast approaches, we will see winds increase along the Sierra Front with low relative humidity today. However, wind gusts will generally remain 25 to 30 miles per hour. As we move into Tuesday, this trough moves further south with winds increasing across the Great Basin. This will also push lightning and shower activity mainly across the northern portion of the Great Basin up into Idaho, with much drier conditions moving in over southern Nevada and southern Utah. Still, low to moderate fire potential is expected as these winds increase. As we look at the individual components, relative humidity on the left, you can see where still the low relative humidity exists across Nevada and Utah. Again, as these winds increase, we'll see the winds spread further south and east, with winds generally 30 to 40 miles per hour in some areas of the western portion of Nevada, into southeast Nevada, and into western Utah. As we move into Wednesday, these winds will increase further as this trough moves further south, with much stronger winds and more significant drying across Utah into the southern portion of the Great Basin. We may be adding some wind symbols to indicate the higher risk with winds across parts of western Utah or eastern Nevada, but at this time, these areas have seen appreciable rainfall recently, along with some lightning. On Wednesday, again, low relative humidity will mainly be confined to the southern half of the Great Basin, where these stronger winds will pick up, and we'll see gusts between 45 and 50 miles per hour over western Utah and eastern Nevada, or even stronger. Also on the west side, into western Nevada and the Sierra, winds will increase as well on Wednesday. However, relative humidity will also be increasing as the cooler temperatures move in with the trough. On Tuesday and Wednesday, we also still may see some showers and thunderstorms over Idaho into parts of far northwest Nevada. Looking at the overall forecast amount of precipitation over the next 3 days, again, most of the rainfall is focused with the thunderstorms today across Utah into Wyoming, and then as we move into the next few days up across the central Idaho mountains. As we move into Thursday, strong winds are still expected, especially over the southern and eastern portion of the Great Basin, with low relative humidity and dry conditions. However, as this low moves into the northwest, we'll still continue to see moisture for some showers and thunderstorms across Idaho into far northern Nevada, which is where lower fire potential will remain with the continued moisture. Further south, we'll see low to moderate fire potential, especially as these winds continue to dry things out and remain gusty. On Friday, we'll see much drier conditions across all areas of the Great Basin, with the exception of possibly the central Idaho mountains, where we may see a few showers and thunderstorms. However, further south, again, these breezy southwest winds will continue, but will likely be lighter than what we'll see in the next few days. The main player as we move into this weekend will be the stronger high pressure over the southwest that will start to dominate and start to push northward into the Great Basin. This will allow for much warmer and drier conditions, with temperatures reaching 5 to 10 degrees above normal again, with continued dry weather. So we'll see more of a significant drying trend, especially over the southern half of the Great Basin, with low to moderate fire potential, and we'll even see some drying back up into Idaho as we move later into the weekend. Looking at the overall forecast amount of precipitation over the next week, and you can see dry conditions over western and southern Nevada, with mainly the precipitation over the next few days with the showers and thunderstorms in Utah and Idaho, and much drier weather as we move through the weekend into early next week. If we look towards the third week of June, we are expecting much above normal temperatures and drier conditions for the Great Basin, which will critically dry fuels across most of the region. That concludes our briefing for today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you for listening.